world, Star Wars world, those that know that the place to be is the CCNRR show. Today we got another great review for you. As usual, you got to like us, subscribe us, tell all your friends about these great reviews that we do. We are all over the map. If you need something reviewed, you can come to us, send it to us, we'll review it. We'll do whatever you need to do. All right? So today we got another fantastic, hot off the press, literally right off of the bus.
Not even out yet, technically.
Technically not even out, because we get the stuff. When we talk about getting exclusives,
we get them.
We are so hot right now that we're getting them before they even come out.
Yep.
Like other people that have them already reviewed, somehow they're getting these things, and it's like Hasbro's website gone in 30 seconds, but they have like 20 of them, right? That's us now, because we're top dogs.
We are now in the loop of getting them, and then everybody else is complaining about them.
Exactly.
But we already have them.
And we already have them, and they're mint.
Oh yeah,
it's awesome. So you're probably wondering why we look a little different today.
We do,
and why we're in a different basement. Okay, so we're going to tell you that before we get started on this review. And I know you want to hear the review, but we got to tell you this because you're the fans, and we love you guys, and we try to do everything for you.
We got to be honest.
We neglect our families. We neglect a lot of different things, but the fans, we don't.
We do not neglect our 9 subscribers.
That's true. That's true. And counting.
And counting. And 9 counting. And counting.
And counting, okay? So this is my basement, all right? It looks a little different of stuff in here. And, you know, well, why don't you just go ahead and tell them?
So, because of the fans, we want to do a show and compare some new to old.
Yeah.
But in order to get new, sometimes you got to spend a little extra, dollars to get that.
Yeah.
So with the retro collection that just is popping and everyone's excited about it, I said, you know what? For the show, for the fans, I'm going to buy them.
Yeah.
So I was able to procure them through the amazing website called eBay.
eBay, yep.
Which, nothing but deals.
Nothing but deals.
Target sells them for $11 a figure and $20 for the Tarkin game.
Uh-huh.
But on eBay, I was able to get them for like $450.
That's not bad.
I mean, I was super excited.
Yeah, I mean, you got them beforehand,
and I have them a day before they're supposed to come out.
And you're right, because they gave us a deal, to do the review on CCR.
So because of that, certain things you have to shift things around.
Yeah.
So $450 is quite a nugget.
Yeah.
So what I had to do was I said, well, retro collection figures for the show, or no power in the house for the next month. So any logical decision said retro collection it is.
Yeah.
So right now the CC studio has no power.
Has no power.
And I don't have a washing machine or a dryer that's working because I have no power. Yeah. So the only thing I have is my pajamas.
Pajamas. Well, they are comfortable.
Yeah. Now I'm not really sure why you're wearing what you're wearing.
Well, I'll tell the fans.
You have power.
Well, I do have power, but I bought that $80 TIE Fighter vintage collection.
Gotcha. And
I'm a little worried at any moment the power's going to get cut off, and I told my wife that, we're going to have to cut back on some things.
Oh, it's like no more washing the clothes or anything like that?
Because it's either air conditioned or clothes.
So did you skin that off of some cow outside or something?
No,
that's quite the vest.
I found this thing with my little baby Walkling.
And that thing is impressive.
I mean, look at this little baby.
That thing looks like it's been matted up for about 40 years.
I know. And I figured, why not? He can be part of the show with us. And I found this, and it's really the only thing that's still clean.
It does stink a little bit.
It's made out of real cowhide.
It has some smells to it.
Yeah, it does. But you know what? It's comfortable.
Okay.
I don't have to wash it.
You're not hot now. I'm sweating. You got to be hot.
Well, the Walkling loves it.
All right.
So we're good to go.
So that's why we're here in our studios, because currently he has power. Knock on wood. Knock on wood.
Yeah, that's true.
And the CC studio is shut down until further notice.
That's true. Oh, and I'm going to go off script here for a minute. We're in our studio, okay? And I want to get you to pan on that Avatar figure. Do you think that looks like me? I had that made. Here, bring that over here real quick.
This is from Disney.
This from Disney.
The Avatar. Oh,
and that's my comm. So here, do a close up. What do you think? Let me like this.
That's uncanny.
Does that look like me, right?
Yeah. I mean, how much you spent on that thing?
This was like $100.
That was well worth it.
It was, wasn't it? I mean, that looks like
that.
Me,
looks
doesn't it?
exactly like you.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought I'd show that.
Disney's technology at its finest, right there. Look at that. That's RR.
That's RR and Avatar.
Wow, that looks just like you.
It does.
Good
So
deal.
I just wanted
$100.
to bring that because we're at the RR studios today.
Gotcha.
And so thought I would share it. So let's get started.
Okay.
Let's get started. So we're going to do the retro.
Retro.
We're going to we're going to compare it to the vintage collection.
The original collection.
The original
the
collection.
77 Kenner line.
Right. And then the vintage collection.
And then the vintage collection.
So, you know, it is kind of strange that we're living in a world today where we got the vintage collection and the retro collection.
At the same time.
At the same time. Now, we talked about doing a retro collection like 10 years ago.
We had conversations probably about a decade ago saying it'd be awesome if they would do like a retro line. I think that's the words we used.
We literally used those
retro
words.
line. We had phone conversations that we're talking about.
And we debated about this.
And we said, why don't they do it? And what was the reason? We said, well, we think that it would hurt the original line.
Yeah.
That it might devalue some of the figures.
That's true.
And that we don't think Hasbro would do that because they wouldn't want to stamp Kenner's name all over their products.
Right, right. But hey, for some reason...
But if you notice, your room is covered in Kenner products right now.
It literally is, from all different years. And the hilarious thing about this is that the vintage collection has come back for some bizarre reason, because the collectors gotta have it.
Gotta have it.
But then for some reason we get the retro line at the same time.
So you have the vintage, then you had the 40th anniversary that were just large versions of the vintage.
Yep.
And now you have a retro line that looks like the original card. I haven't seen them yet in person, and my box is still sealed. But from what I've seen from the videos and pictures, it makes it look weathered.
Weathered.
Because I love to spend like $300 or $400 on a figure and have it beat up.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's vintage. If it's not creased and cracked everywhere. So these come like that.
They come literally destroyed.
I mean,
so you don't even have to worry.
So let me ask you a question. When I ordered it from the eBayer, now there's a little bit of damage on this box. Right here. Yeah. Right, where's it at? Right here's a little crease. So if it's damaged when I take it out, it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter.
It shouldn't, because it's supposed to look like that.
It's supposed to.
So the bubble's cracked and smashed. I can be like, it's a vintage figure.
It's retro line. And the thing is that like you have to wonder why we have the vintage collection and the retro at the same time, right? And they had to differentiate. So they said, let's make these look weathered.
Yeah, I guess that's the only way you can tell the difference.
So
now you have what? You have the vintage, the retro, and the Black Series, which are all considered collector lines. Yeah. Okay. And then you have random other figures that are just amazing that are out there at Targets and Walmarts.
That's true. And those are the only ones you can find.
I usually see, for the Black Series, I see 3 figures when I go there. We talked about it the other day. Remember?
Let me guess. Is it IG88 or maybe...
That's for the archive you're talking about.
Well, I'm saying you can get those
all the time. The IG88s, they are very, yes.
And the Yodas.
The Yodas are really, they're always there.
Right? I mean, you don't ever see Consto Yodas.
I think I saw like 3 or 4 vintage Yak faces the other day out there.
You know
and I just passed them up. I said, these aren't worth anything.
I know.
I said, where's my Jyn Ursos?
Yeah. Or
my Snokes.
Snokes. I mean, I can't find a Snoke anywhere. I still can't find Snoke.
So, yeah. So you're right. When I go there and I see those massive pegboards and aisles of them, aisles and aisles. Yeah. Now, they have 2 aisles of Star Wars toys. I don't know if you've seen that.
No, I have not.
That's how impressive it's been.
Wow. Well, let's get into this.
All right, so we're going to unbox this, and hopefully the retro line has just the damage that's supposed to be on it.
Yeah.
I don't have a knife.
Yep, here we go.
Always ready.
Ready to go
at this beast.
Look at that, dude.
I gotta
get a saw.
I don't know if I want a saw, but all right. Let's see. Maybe I can slice it like they do at the stores where you get just a slice of death on it.
That'd be great, dude. There's nothing better than getting the slice across a mint box, isn't there?
I love buying a toy that I can't find anywhere else, and the 1 or 2 times it's actually at a location, I have to buy it like that.
Yeah, because it has a nice slice.
Because you never see it again.
You don't have to worry about the tape.
Never see it again. Wow. So they crushed 6 figures into this tiny box. What is this? Maybe 2 inches?
Wow.
There's 6 figures in there.
Wow, they packed those things tight.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take them all out.
Let's see what we got going. Oh my man, those are tight.
All right, so we got a Leia.
Is there any frosting?
They don't come with any frosting, it looks like, so that's good. So we got a Leia.
And I have to say, this is the first time I've seen these.
And we have a Farm Boy Luke.
Is that a telescoping?
I mean, it's retro, so you know it's got to have the best.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay. So there's the Luke. I like how they put the retro giant orange sticker just right over the freaking picture of the characters. Because that's what I wanted.
Yeah, you did. I mean, that...
Because I wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
I have to say...
Stormtrooper.
Are they yellowing yet? Maybe pink?
It looks like he's white right now, so that's good. They haven't quite... Give it a couple weeks.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
Maybe we'll get some frosting on Leia's face.
Yeah.
And we'll get the yellowing of the Stormtrooper.
Yeah, that'd be good.
All right, so let's see what else we got. We got...
You got the...
We got
Darth
Vader.
Yeah.
And the Han Solo is the big head or the small head? Looks like the big head.
It is the big head.
Big-headed Solo.
It's kind of like a jug head.
Yeah. So put him over there. You can reach that.
Put my Chewbacca cup here.
And you go ahead and put that one over there.
And look at these.
And then the last figure we have in this box is going to be the old Chewbacca.
The Chewbacca.
Long live Peter Mayhew.
Yeah.
So there's the old Chewbacca figure right there.
Chewbacca, and he looks nice and oily.
He does. He's in the mold. Isn't quite? That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean it's almost in pre-meltdown.
Yeah, I like it.
Meltdown.
I like it.
You want to get
It's definitely glossy.
Oh, look at that. I know all you fans out there are a little jealous of this.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you reach the big time.
Yeah, this is what happens, and this is why I'm been staying at our house for the last week and a half.
That's right. Let's get a close-up of those.
So right off the bat, I can tell you that the card is extremely thin. I don't know if you felt the card.
You know,
it is extremely thin.
It is very
It's like
thin.
it's almost there. I don't believe this is as thick as the vintage and the original cards.
Yeah, I mean it's remarkable how thin this card actually is.
I mean that, and then also it looks like the image with all the damage. It looks like it's just one giant screen print. Pause. Picture. If the light hits it a certain way, it almost looks like this is just one screen print. Like, it doesn't actually look like it's like the cardboard, the picture image.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see that, but like you can see where they make it look all wore off. You can even see the edges. It's all white because it's just a picture. They just screen image it on there.
Screen image.
Yeah, I mean the sticker's an actual sticker. It is an actual sticker that they put right over the picture, which I love.
Yeah.
But I would say that's the only thing that so far sticks out to me is that the card is extremely.
It is
fragile. Like,
it is very fragile.
There's no way that these on a pegboard at a store are going to last because the minute you put them up there, they're going to be damaged.
Well, and I wonder if that's why they made them look so damaged. So it hides the creases.
What they should have done is they should have put spider veins all over the pegs.
That would
would at least cover it because it's going to be destroyed.
Yeah, and I do think we should get some frosting.
I think if they wanted to make a true retro line, they should have had faded limbs. Chewbacca should have been green.
Yeah, because some people sell those as variants.
Yeah, it's the Swamp Thing Chewbacca.
The Swamp Thing Chewbacca.
They should have made frosting on Leia's face.
Yeah.
And absolutely turned him yellow. Then that would have been a true retro line.
Yeah, I mean you already got some oiling, so
it's already pre like we talked about in the episode 1 toys. Yeah. It's already pre-meltdown phase.
Pre-meltdown phase.
So, but I do like them. I mean, yeah. I'm impressed with. You figure these molds, I'm sure, they're not in existence anymore, so they had to create new molds for them. I'm sure. Because Hasbro and Kenner are two different companies, and they eventually got bought out. But I mean, there's no way they had the original molds. I'm sure they had to recreate them. Now, one of the things that I was told about was that these figures were either scaled smaller or a little larger than the original molds. Now, I don't think that's true. It's something that I saw, so maybe we can do a compare. Because that was one of the things is that as a collector, if I open it, that blaster. How am I going to tell it's a fake blaster or it's a repro?
That's true. Because you know there's going to be some repro blasters.
Absolutely. And like also even with the figure, I'm sure these have a stamp date on the back of the legs or something. But I was told that the mold was going to be a little bit different size so that there wouldn't be any confusion in reference to that.
Yeah.
So
I have to tell the fans on these, one other thing you can notice here is that the moldings are crisper.
Yeah. It seems like whatever laser, they probably have laser cutting now compared to what they used to use.
And you know what? I think, though, where Hasbro screwed up on these is that they used their new image technology and did the likenesses perfect.
Yeah, I mean, if that doesn't scream 1977 Mark Hamill.
I mean, that's what Mark Hamill looks like.
He looks exactly like that. I mean, Mark, if you're listening, they got it right for the retro collection.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look at Han Solo.
Yeah. They got it right. I mean, that looks just like Harrison Ford.
It does. I mean, perfect.
Yeah, I mean, look at the picture. And then compare it to the mold. I mean, it's right on point.
I mean, they probably used it for that.
I think he might have come back to do that in studio, like we talked about with Jeff Bridges at one time.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, there was another piece that came with this, and that is the Escape from Death Star game, which, once again, looks like it's been retroed and crushed. And so that's good, because I want to have something that's brand new that looks like it's been weathered.
Yes.
So that's good, but I understand. This one does come with the exclusive Tarkin figure. Now, originally I was going to open this. Didn't know it came sealed in plastic. Because if it didn't, you could literally just slide. It just opens up like an old. It just opens. You just pull it off like any other game. So and it is actually carded. It is a carded figure.
I mean, I want to know who actually ever played this game.
I know I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, who ever played the Death Star game?
I don't know. And the problem is that if I opened it now, who knows down the road? Maybe as the set complete, it might be worth more.
I mean, there are people selling that thing
For like 50, 60 bucks.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because you go to Target.com right now, which, of course, I didn't have the luxury of when I was ordering them.
It's true.
Target.com didn't have it then.
Yep.
So I could have got this for $19.99. I paid $150 for this.
I mean, you could literally go to Target.com and get that.
$19.99.
$19.99.
Free shipping.
Free shipping. And they'll ship it in a box so big, no bubble wrap.
No bubble. They'll just literally throw this in there in a box that's 17 times. You could fit 80 of these in there.
Yeah.
And just deliver it right to your door.
And you'll get it in 2 days.
Yep.
So, I mean, why not?
Yeah. So I did want to open it, but I think I'm going to wait to see if you can actually find it in the store.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can, I'll buy another one because why not? I don't have power.
That's
It doesn't matter.
true. That's true.
I'll buy another one and then I'll open the old
And
Target.
we can test out how the bubble is and
Correct.
how tight it is to the card.
Correct. So yeah. So right now this is the full line. This is the exact. This is the set. They have the 6 original figures, and they have the this card game with this is the first new mold for the retro line is going to be the Tarkin figure. The back of the boxes obviously are not vintage.
Not vintage.
They have the original art depicted on it, but then they have a little Star Wars display. It talks about the retro line with the figures right now that are out. There's no carding. There's no numbering.
No.
So it just shows the 6, and then it does have the Disney and the Hasbro, which I thought was kind of weird.
Yeah.
But
and about how many different languages? About
17 different languages. Obviously. So that's how the original cards looked as well.
Yeah, about 17, I think. Yeah.
So, I mean, all in all, I do like them.
Yeah, they are pretty cool.
They're pretty cool. I think they're about 10 years too late.
Yeah.
Because if you remember, they tried this with the Power of the Force line in the 90s.
They did.
Remember they made, and I have that. Yep. I should have brought that, but I do have that set.
I do remember.
People were very upset with those figures because, once again, they thought it was going to devalue the original figures. But 20-something years later, we're back at it.
We're back at it.
You figure 42, how many years now? 42 years after the original toys came out, they said, genius, light bulb, bing! Let's make the same crap and throw an orange sticker on it, and the idiots will buy them again. And we did.
And you know what? And we'll get the vintage collection out at the same time.
Let's keep 3 collector lines out.
Yeah, so maybe, I'm going to predict something. I'll make a prediction here. I think within the next year, we're going to get a vehicle in the vintage collection packaging and the retro.
And a retro.
Same thing.
So you're going to get a retro collection TIE Fighter.
Yes. Or X-Wing.
And it's going to look exactly the same.
Yes. But my box is going to be clean.
Right.
And your box is going to have
it's going to look like this. It's going to have the wear on it. So we're making a prediction within the next year.
Yeah.
That the retro line will have how many more figures, do you think?
Probably like 30.
30 figures.
Maybe.
And at least 2 vehicles?
2 vehicles, yeah.
Now, do you think that they will do all 77 figures? Would they do all of them?
Why not?
Like, do you think they'll do the last Power of the Force line too?
Maybe.
With those last coin figures?
Maybe we'll get a Luke with brown hair.
Maybe we'll get all the Star Wars figures, and then they'll do an Empire line and a Jedi line, and then a Power of the Force line.
Why not?
We'll have 500 of them.
Yeah.
And I got to get all of them.
Yeah, that's right. With the Black Series.
I can't wait. Yeah, because of course I'm still collecting the Black Series, which I'm still so happy about.
Yeah.
Because they just keep popping them out. Speaking of Black Series,
yeah.
Did you see the new UPC code coming out?
Yeah, I mean, This may be late breaking.
You know what? Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can find this.
You want to tell them? If they
let me just see if I can pull this up because I literally had to go to the doctor when I found this out because I was so excited. But look who's coming. Look who's coming to the Black Series.
And this is long overdue.
Look who's coming to the Black Series line. UPC code announced this week.
Yep.
We're gonna have a 6-inch Jar Jar.
We're gonna have to open that.
I'm gonna have to buy 2 of them.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we're gonna have to have one of those open.
Me's excited.
I can't wait.
I know, right?
All right, so
here we go.
Now we've done the retro. Let's compare because I want to see depth of card and figures.
So here is a vintage collection Grand Moff Tarkin VC 98. So we're at like VC 150 something.
Wow.
I mean, this is never going to end.
You're almost. That is insane.
I am going to be dead before this line ever ends.
This line will outlive you.
It probably will.
Wow.
It probably will. So this is a Grand Moff Tarkin.
Now they didn't make an original Tarkin.
They did not. They never did.
So this is the closest we could get with the card back.
Yep. And well, they did right here. Vintage Grand Moff Tarkin.
They brought it back.
They brought him back. Maybe this was a lost figure.
Maybe it was one of the lost figures.
Yeah.
You're right.
So you get full articulation. You even get a little hidden mouse droid, a little cute little mouse droid. See the little cute little mouse droid? Now I'll say this. A few years when the vintage collection was in it hot and heavy, they had the Death Star exclusive Comic-Con, right?
We both have that.
Right?
We both have that.
And people were irate because they carded a mouse droid and Srelacious Crumb.
I remember that.
People went berserko because you could only
get them through the exclusive.
Right.
They were never anything. You could never buy them anywhere.
And
weren't the cards a little smaller?
They were smaller, but the thing was they numbered them.
So you had to have them.
So unless you were elite of the elite, couldn't get it. Couldn't get it.
And that was a tough one to get, that Death Star.
That was.
That was definitely a tough one to get.
So here, now we're going to compare.
All right.
So we're going to break some myths tonight about the size of Chewbacca.
Okay.
And we're going to see. So here's a true vintage Chewbacca.
From Empire.
From Empire. All right.
That's a good looking card.
It's a good looking card. He doesn't have any limb changes yet. Let's see.
It's good to know that even back then they were throwing stickers on their stuff.
Yeah. Well, this one's actually printed.
Is it?
Yeah, that's a print.
So they actually made that like that.
Yeah.
But it's good to know they were covering the pictures up even back then.
Even back then.
So that's good to know.
So what do you think? We see Chewbacca's about the same height.
I mean, that looks identical. I would say the only difference I see is the bubble. This has the bubble mold in it to actually hold them in place.
That's true.
And its blaster is actually in a mold where yours is just kind of at the foot.
Yeah. And you know what's pretty amazing is that yours is already melting.
It is.
And yours is from 2019.
This is not even supposed to be out yet.
I know. And this is 1982, 81, 82, and not melting yet.
No, yeah, this is 80. 80 is when that came out, so you're right.
Look at that.
So the card is pretty similar, obviously. Obviously, that's its Empire, but this has a little bit more warnings.
Yeah, a little bit more warnings.
This says 4+, so the age is still the same, so that's good.
Yeah. And the funny thing about the warnings is that, I mean, my character probably has lead, probably has some anthrax in it.
Probably. Who knows what they were making back then.
And yours has got all the warnings. I got no warnings.
Yeah.
And we got the back here,
but the back
this is an Empire.
Yeah, it's an Empire card, so it's definitely different with the Empire card. But let me just, can I feel that?
Yeah.
This is like a piece of, that's a cardboard.
I mean, that's like stock.
If you know, that's not bending. I mean, that's very thick.
Yeah.
So this has definitely some girth. This thing is very flimsy. I don't know if you can see that. I mean, it's very flimsy.
I mean, I almost can't even see it.
Yeah. If you hold it this way, it looks like just a bubble. Look at my eyes.
I mean, that is pretty thin.
So I would say this is definitely the better card back for sure.
Yeah.
Mold wise,
I don't know, dude. I mean, I have to say they did get the mold and the painting pretty good.
Pretty close.
They even gave him his baby blues.
Yeah, it's pretty close, dude.
So
yeah.
All right, let's compare a different one.
It's pretty good. It's not bad.
We're gonna compare another one here.
And you don't have any? I mean, I think that was exactly the same size. I don't think there's any difference.
I don't think there was. Well, here actually, let's do this one. What do you think of the card back on this one?
Let me see.
I mean, that's pretty thin.
It's pretty thin, but it's still way thicker than this, dude.
So?
This feels like cardboard. This feels like a couple pieces of like printer paper just pushed together. So
it could be.
This is definitely a thicker card back.
So here's Leia. So this is the actual Leia.
So that's the original Star Wars Leia.
Star Wars Leia. I mean, mine is a little yellow on the box.
Well, that's a 40-something-year-old figure too.
That's true. I mean,
but figure to figure. I mean, it's...
Yeah, I mean, mine's got a little bit of a Dracula haircut in the front.
She has a little bit of a widow's peak.
That's true.
This one, they seem to have cleaned up the widow's peak.
Yeah, they did. They did clean up the widow's peak a little bit.
The hand seems to be a little more detailed.
That's true.
Yours is a little more of like a club hand. This one looks a little bit more cleaned up.
This was kind of before the scotches.
That's before. You're right. You're right. But belt-wise, I mean, everything's pretty close.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Maybe it looks like her waist is a little bigger.
Maybe this is after. Well, I mean, maybe this is after she had kids, like we talked about earlier.
Yeah, it's true.
But I think the figures are exactly the same size. And then there's your back. So obviously it has the original picture with Luke and Leia. That's got that as well.
Yeah.
This has the original artwork, and then this is the 21 back. So it's got the 21 back on the back.
All right, let's see. Let's see what else we got. We got one more for you. One more for the fans. I got a Darth Vader here.
Fan favorite.
This my card is a little on the beat up side here, but
so
still works.
There's your original versus the new. So this is pretty close in reference to his lightsaber. Looks like Mace Windu's. It's purple.
It is true.
It's purple. This one, I can't even see it because the sticker is so big, but I see a little bit of red.
You see a little bit of red.
A little bit of red, but the picture, it appears to be more of him in that than this one. This one looks like it's cut off a little bit.
You're right. Yeah, you're right about that.
So it's a little bit larger image. Yeah. They got the Kenners. Everything else looks pretty close.
Yeah. His lightsaber is a little limp though.
Yeah, this one looks like it's bent.
Yeah, a little bent.
But that's because it's in the it's got the molding around
the molding bubble, a little cradle there.
But all in all, the same card. It's got. I mean, it looks this almost. What's funny is mine has more wear on it, and it's brand new.
Well, and you know what I was thinking? They should have put a fake price tag.
They should have. That would have been true retro.
Yeah. And they should be like this, where you can't even see what the price was on that card.
That if they were smart, they would have slapped some like Toys R Us sticker, like right across the front.
I mean, who doesn't
big orange sticker?
Yes, who wouldn't love a giant Toys R Us sticker on it? And they could put Canada or something.
Yeah, so that would be great.
Yeah. And then
there's the original. There's
a little bit more than a 12 back. This is maybe like a 12 back and a half.
So I don't really know why though. It makes me kind of think that the retro line's only going to be these 6 figures. Why would they not show the other figures?
That's true. Maybe they're teasing you.
Maybe you think this is just they want to see how this does first.
Yeah, maybe. But you know what else I think they're missing? If Hasbro's listening, they should have a cutout.
Yeah. Proof of purchase. Yeah, they didn't do proof of purchase.
There's nothing better than having a 12 back with a cutout proof of purchase.
It's hard to find some without that because everyone was cutting them out.
Yeah. So there's your comparison. But I will say, if you're interested in the retro line,
it's a cool line.
The molds are pretty spot on.
I think, and I honestly think just from comparing so far, they are the same size. There's no difference in size.
I agree. I think the sizes are the same. And besides probably the bubble having the little
the molding, the actual mold for the character.
Yes,
it's not a loose character in the bubble.
Yeah. Besides that, I mean, these are pretty close, pretty faithful to the originals.
Yeah, I guess they had to do something different with the card.
With the vintage collection card. I mean, that's the thing. They shouldn't have re-released the vintage collection.
They should have started the retro line
and done perfect card backs.
When did they release their vintage collection?
Originally?
No.
Oh,
recently.
17.
Okay, so you don't think they had this in the works then? You don't think somebody was stirring it in their head?
Maybe.
Because you think when they pitched this, they said, wait a second, we already have a vintage line out there. And they tried this back in the early 2000s, mid 2000s with the original trilogy collection.
Yeah, that's true.
Where they had the vintage card with the newer figure.
Yeah.
So they've been teasing this since episode 3 ended.
Yeah. But someone was like, we need to do the vintage collection and the retro line at the same time.
Same time.
That makes the most sense.
Yeah. So. It does. It does. So, like I said, I think this was worth me not having power for a month. So,
Carl, looking at these figures, I mean, what other figure would you want to see on these cards?
I mean, other than Jar Jar?
I mean, that's a given.
Minus Jar Jar.
Minus Jar Jar.
You know what? I would love to see a Jawa.
A Jawa. Well, you're right.
A vinyl cape Jawa?
A vinyl cape. I mean, that's probably coming.
That would be amazing. Could you imagine if they do a vinyl cape Jawa?
Vinyl cape Jawa. Well, and I have this Jawa.
Where did that come from?
I don't think they ever. I mean, this was a lost figure.
Is that an original?
This is an original
77 lost figure.
Yep. This was Kenner. The story is, remember Kenner with the vinyl cape?
Yeah.
They thought it was too cheap, so they were like, we got to do a cloth one.
Right.
So, but
what
they decided to do a slain Jawa.
Slain Jawa.
So there's no Jawa. There's just a cloth. And his gun.
And his blaster.
And his blaster.
And look at the picture, just slain Jawas everywhere.
Slain Jawas everywhere. Look at that. And it was a 12 back.
Original 12 back.
Original 12 back. And you know how you can tell this is real? Is because of the bubble. The bubble is sealed. I mean, look.
It's still sealed.
You talk about it being like a photocopy from Kinko's.
Yeah.
Look at that. I mean, that looks.
That's legit.
That's legit. And it's so thin.
It's almost, maybe they used the same paper for that and then it is the retro.
Yeah.
You know what? That's the one thing we didn't really talk about was how is the bubble?
Yeah.
Did they use the original seal? Look, it even has the X prints on it, the diamond print.
It does. It does have the waffle printing.
Right.
Okay. So I have to give it to Hasbro.
They used almost the original looking seal. Because if it was nowadays,
it would be falling off.
It'd already be blowing off. I already have this in my hand.
You'd have it in your hand.
Right, I just go like this, and it pop right off.
Pop right off. So yes. All right.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So let's keep going.
All right.
I agree. I mean,
I'm wearing pajamas. Who cares?
Yeah, and let me see here because I want to look at my clock to see because this has been. I've lost time a little bit. I've lost some time here, and before we go, We probably should do maybe a close up or so of the stickers just one more time, so that we're good to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then maybe what we'll do is we'll take a look at the languages on the back before we go.
Yeah, we can do a quick brief on it. Oh, what happened? RR. Did you seriously not pay your power bill?
I didn't.
What did you buy?
I bought that TIE fighter, dude.
Well, now we have no studio.
Ugh.
Hang on.
All right. Well, can you get your light or something? Unbelievable. I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
You know what?
fans.
We try to come here and do this.
All right, here we go. All right, let's just wrap this up. Here we
now
go.
we gotta do this in the dark.
All right, I'm sorry. So here, get a picture of these languages, because that's very critical. This is kind of intimate, though. We should maybe consider.
Do we have
doing
candles?
It. Maybe.
I gotta sleep where now tonight? I got no power, and it's gonna be hot in this house.
I'm sorry, man.
Well,
all right. Well, from the CCNR show, thanks for watching. Until next time, see ya.
Whenever we get power.
Yeah.